Reject the three-dimensional world of time, screen, and space. The reason why you gotta reject the three-dimensional world is based on the fact that you were not aware. You were not aware that the three-dimensional world of time, screen, and space is creating the life that you currently have by all the past things that have happened in your life. Now that you are aware of this, now it has become the time for you to take action of your inner world. It is time for you to step back from the physical world and look into your inner world. Look at the thoughts that you are having within yourself. Look at the ideas that you are having within yourself. Look at what you are expressing to be true in your life, in your reality from within yourself. That is the true imaginative power of the reality, which is everything that you are imagining is reality, which is every image that is coming to your mind is the reality. Look into this. Look at what you are actually feeling to be true in your life. Look at what you are feeling to be deserving of your life. Look at what you have been attesting to yourself, about what you are destined to be in your life, because everything is coming from within you. Yes, reject that three-dimensional world of time, screen, and space. If you were not aware of the fact that your invisible powers are giving the reality in the visible world that you are living in, then you were sleeping. That is why it is important for you to reject the three-dimensional world, because it is giving you the previous thoughts that you were having, the previous situations that you were having in your life, the previous circumstances that you were having from the time that you were at the age where you could actually take anything and believe it to be true, where you were not at liberty to choose, but where you were actually influenced by other people, and you took everything that they said to you and stored it as part of who you have become, where you were not able to maintain your original state through all your gestures, even through all your thoughts, through all your ideas were influenced. If you were not aware of the fact that you have been created and molded outside of your own awareness by other people's experiences, then you've got to reject the three-dimensional world and start to look into the real world, the inner world, the real world that speaks to you and makes your life come to be, the real world that gives you images, and if you accept them with feelings, they become true, the real world where you think of someone and then when you see them, you have the exact feeling that you were feeling at the time you were thinking of them, the real world where you use the power of prayer to get things to come into your life, where you close your eyes and reach the higher heights, where you meet perfection of being within you, or your lack within you, or your inability to be within you. Everything is coming from within you. That is the real you. It is time to forget about the three-dimensional world, because in the three-dimensional world, what you're going to get is what your story was. It is what the old tale was. It is what the tale was telling you. What tale were you having? What was your old tale to yourself? Unworthiness, a person that you don't love because you don't have, mentalities of having to do something to get something, not knowing that it is to feel something to get it, or to be something to get it. You've got to look into the inner world. Look at what is going on in the depths of your heart. How do you feel about people, about yourself, about your surroundings? Are you judging yourself based on how you look? Or are you judging yourself based on the fact that you have the power to be whatever you choose to be? Do you see yourself inferior? Are you having an inferiority complex? If you do not know that the true power is in the inner world, you've got to reject the three-dimensional world. The first segment of the video is for those people that have actually not known the law of assumption. not knowing that they are creators of their lives, their reality in the physical world. The second part is when you know, like I do, I have situations where people say things, even if I didn't think them, things that are negative towards me. I gotta reject the three-dimensional world in those situations and circumstances. I gotta revise in my mind, in my mind, change the story of what that person was saying to you or what they think about you. Don't fight back, but change it to a situation that is favorable. Stay in the state of the person that you love and admire. Would the person that you love just be thrown off track by comments or by a temper tantrum? No, that person would be in control. That person would know how to deal with situations because that person is using the power within, the power of the God particle within. This is very important for you to understand if you are using the law of assumption that as situations are happening, they're just continuation of your past life, past tale, past beliefs, past fates, if there is such a thing, past thoughts, past likes. Everything is just from the past being recreated back into the three-dimensional world. Even if you're aware of the law of assumption, then you still have to reject it. So ultimately, you've got to reject the three-dimensional world in the sense that it is an ongoing thought process of your story. And you've got to only accept and be aware of the things that you love in the three-dimensional world, which of course were also created from within. But you've got to focus within yourself all the time, no matter even if the good things are happening. Don't flow with the three-dimensional world and get caught up in what's happening. As good as it is, know that it's coming from within you, that you created it. So you'll be content when you consciously are aware of it. For those of you that create good things and then they change to be bad things, it is based on the fact that you're not aware how you created it. Now that you are aware, you won't even be overexcited when something good happens in your life because you will literally create things consciously in your life the way that you want them to be and be content when it happens in the three-dimensional world. This is the master manifester. This is the teacher of the law of assumption. The best way to reject the three-dimensional world is to understand where you stand in the situation that you are in and to write a new story because you were sleeping. Now that you are woke, now that you are aware that you create with your inner world and you're woke, you only take notice of the things that describe the feeling and thoughts that you are having inside. The rest, you reject that old story. When situations for you, people, even if you're aware or not of the law of assumption, arise, stand firm in your inner world and reject. You don't have to say it with your voice. You don't have to fight back with your voice. Reject the thoughts. Reject that person's temper tantrum, that person's shouting, that person's anger towards you. Reject it by saying the conversation that you want within, because everything is happening from within you. Because they had that conversation with you. That's why they're shouting at you. That's why they're ill treating you. They had that happening within them. But then when you did not have that, what happens is that you reject the outside world and create the new life. Create good relations that you love with people. Don't be allowing people to control you by how they feel, by you reacting to them, but understand that you have got the power to protect yourself by how you imagine and give an understanding of the meaning of the situation when it happens to you. This is the teacher of the law of assumption. Um, so I could sound like I'm going on and on and on and on and on, but this is not something that people are able to do because most of the time we have become externalized by the three-dimensional world of time, screen, and space. We have become people that are looking at life through materialization of events through the physical eye, because we are people that are allowing themselves to be victims of circumstances. And I'm speaking of me included. It is something that the law of assumption that is not taught at school, the ability to look within and understand what is happening, the law of cause and effect, even if they would teach it, but it's not something that you would actually learn as how to change your life or why things happen in your life. It is not a subject in the schools. So you as a person have got now the ability to change your life. Once you understand that everything is coming from the invisible realm, you are woke. You have just started off living this life for the first time. You have just started off to realize the missing piece in the puzzle, that this missing piece in the puzzle. Yes, I've got everything. Yes, I've got, maybe you could be having everything, the money and everything, but you don't know how things are happening in your life. You still got things that you worry about and they keep reoccurring as well. It's based on how you have been thinking, feeling, and uh, uh, um, imagining your life to be. Now that you know, the reason that you know is based on the fact that it will be proven to you when you look into your life. Think of all the things that have happened to you. You thought about them, all the situations that have arisen. You sincerely believe that they would within you. They have. This is how you create your life. I am a person that has just recently been woke. As much as you could be practicing different religions and all that, they don't teach you that you create your life by just the simplicity of the images that you hold in your mind, the thoughts that you are having, the inner talks that you are having. It's rare that they teach you directly like this as they do in the law of assumption, and that you can be anything that you want. You are woke. If you have come across this video for the first time, so rejecting the three-dimensional world is understanding that it is not coming from conception. It is not coming from uh, 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 creation. It is not creation. It is what has been created already. It is finished already. Whenever God had said creation is finished, He meant that you can select the type of creation that you want to create for your life. But do not be caught up in the three-dimensional world thinking that it is real, because it is just a projection of what you have been thinking and feeling. So you can choose to be the person that you love and admire in the three-dimensional world. That is why when I say reject the three-dimensional world is because it is not going to assist you. What I mean by that is your life won't change if you don't look inside of you and you start looking outside of you. Yes, you can identify good things in your life. Yes, you can be filled with gratitude, but it doesn't start outside of you. It starts inside of you. Starts inside of your mind. It starts inside of your thoughts. It starts inside of your conversations. It starts at the depths of your soul, where you sincerely are comfortable to speak to yourself anything that you want to speak, to imagine whatever it is what you want to imagine. So all the problems that you are having are starting from there. That is where you got to base your life on. That's where you got to look all the time to change your life. So rejecting the three-dimensional world does not mean not celebrating your wins of what you created purposefully, but it just means that the things that are not good for you, don't pay attention to them, because they are part of the old tale. This is the Master Manifester. I thank you for your time. I'll see you as you keep watching this channel, Awareness Laws. It will help you to stay on the channel, because you will learn the law of assumption to its simplicity. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.